last person you thought would save you. In my family, girls were forced to endure a purification ceremony when they turned 16, where my older sister would carve sacred patterns into my skin to release my demons. Anna had been Mom's star pupil for years, learning the technique on cousins and family friends while I watched their bandaged bodies stumble out of our house. She'd hold the ceremonial blade with steady hands while Mom praised her precision and dedication to protecting our bloodline from corruption. I'd grown up watching Anna transform from my protective big sister into Mom's devoted apprentice, who believed suffering was the path to spiritual purity. Anna used to sneak me candy and braid my hair, but after her own ceremony, she became a different person. She'd show me her scars with pride, running her fingers along the intricate patterns Mom had carved into her. It only hurts until you understand the beauty, she'd say, while I tried not to stare at the raised welts covering her arms and back. Mom would beam at her and say Anna was proof the ceremony worked, because look how obedient she'd become. The transformation was complete, and I'd lost my sister to Mom's sickness years before she was supposed to take a blade to my skin. As my birthday approached, Anna started preparing her tools with disturbing enthusiasm. She'd sharpen the blades in front of me while explaining which cuts would hurt most and which would scar prettiest. Mom gave her anatomical charts marking where to cut for maximum pain without hitting anything vital. They'd discuss my ceremony over dinner like planning a party, debating whether to do my back first or start with my arms. The arms are traditional, Mom would say, but the back creates such beautiful patterns. Anna would nod thoughtfully and suggest doing both in one session while I pushed food around my plate, too sick to eat. She'd practice her technique on raw meat, showing me the depth and angle of each cut while Mom critiqued her form. Mom showed me the basement room they'd prepared with walls lined with photos of scarred girls looking dead-eyed at the camera, including Anna with fresh wounds covering her body. A medical table sat in the center with leather restraints because Mom said girls always fought at first before accepting their purification. Anna demonstrated how the straps worked while explaining she'd gag me if I screamed too loud because the neighbors might get the wrong idea. Every woman in our family for 6 generations has been purified, she said, testing the restraints. You should be grateful to continue the tradition. I stared at the bloodstains on the table that no amount of cleaning could remove and knew I had to run, but Mom had installed new locks, and Anna watched me constantly, even sleeping on a cot in my room. The night before my birthday, Anna woke me at midnight saying it was time for spiritual preparation. She led me to the basement where Mom was lighting candles around the table that cast dancing shadows on the walls of scarred girls. They'd laid out the ceremonial blades in order of size and sharpness, each one gleaming in the candlelight. Mom had me lie down while Anna tested the restraints one final time, making sure I couldn't move even an inch. We'll let you meditate on your transformation until sunrise, Mom said, tightening the straps until they cut into my skin. Then Anna will begin your purification. They left me alone strapped to that table, listening to my heartbeat and trying not to think about morning. Hours passed in darkness, broken only by candlelight flickering off the blades arranged beside me like surgical instruments. Just before dawn, the basement door opened and footsteps descended. I tensed, waiting for them to begin cutting, but instead felt the restraints suddenly loosen. Get up, Anna whispered urgently, pulling me off the table with shaking hands. We're leaving right now. I stared at her in shock as she shoved clothes at me. I can't do this to you, she said, tears streaming down her scarred face. I've been planning this for weeks. I have money saved and bags packed upstairs. She dragged me up the stairs where 2 bags sat ready by the door. I had to pretend to be excited or Mom would have brought in cousin Rachel to do it instead. She's even worse than Mom. We reached the front door and Anna slowly turned the deadbolt, wincing at every click. Going somewhere? Mom stood at the top of the stairs in her ceremonial robes, holding the largest blade. Her face was eerily calm as she descended each step with deliberate slowness. Anna, I'm so disappointed. After everything I taught you. Anna pushed me behind her whole body trembling. I won't let you hurt her like you hurt me, she said, voice shaking but determined. Mom laughed softly, a sound that made my skin crawl. Hurt you? I saved you from the demons, but clearly the lesson didn't stick. Mom reached the bottom of the stairs and 2 figures emerged from the shadows of our living room. Our cousins Rachel and Stella, both covered in ceremonial scars fresher than Anna's, moved to block the back exit. Did you really think I didn't know? Mom said. I've been watching you cry yourself to sleep for weeks, seeing you flinch every time we discussed the ceremony. That's why I invited backup. She stepped closer as the cousins moved in from both sides. Since you're too weak to perform the ceremony, your cousins will do it instead, and they won't be as gentle as you plan to be. Rachel especially enjoys when they scream. Anna gripped my hand tighter as the cousins grabbed her arms, their scarred fingers digging in. Mom advanced on me with a blade raised. Strip her and strap her down, she commanded. Make Anna watch every single cut. Maybe that will remind her why we do this. Full story on the channel below.